it going, everyone? Bo here from BZHub. We just finished up a random weekend live stream, and I tell you what, I just remembered that I never put out a part 2 for the St. Croix Beginners Series 2 playlist or whatnot. So I thought, let's go. I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna, what someone would, that's been at St. Croix for a little bit. You're wondering, okay, how can I upgrade, you know, stuff so that I'm catching more pike, right? Well, here we go. This is where I am at the moment, St. Croix. You're just gonna have to roll with what days you're given. If I could fish on these days, this cloudy day right here, that looks like 2 mountains or hills, that's right, that's what I would do. I feel like you catch the most uniques on those days. You can catch a unique on both of those little hills there. Fantastic fishing. But we're going to be fishing on day 9 for this video, at least for part of it. So let's throw down our rod stand. Very similar to what we were doing in the past, right? But I will show you an upgrade that I have made in the terms of gear, right? So let's go with this. I'm not exactly sure what I had in the last video, but I have the Fish Fort medium right now. 220 pounds overall, 44 pounds per fish. That's what's important, because these pike, they get very big, right? They can get up to 40-some pounds. We want to make sure, even if we catch a unique pike, we can keep that sucker, because that's like $2,000 for a unique pike. And even though you get the XP, and you can keep the XP even if you throw the fish back, we want to make sure we can keep that money, right? Because those uniques, the money to weight ratio is fantastic. So we are wanting to keep every fish, every pike that we catch. And it only gets better as you catch a trophy or a unique. But as far as the rods go, right, I believe we were using this Phoenix 14-foot 10 here. Now that we're level 35, but 34 was the marker. You can purchase these 22.2 pound titanium leaders in the store, and you can even buy them at St. Croix in the store there, just by, you don't even have to leave, is what I'm trying to say. And this will give us a max drag setup for this Phoenix 14-foot 10 with the Big River 5000. And you can pair it with this 25-pound fluoro, which you can also get from the store here at St. Croix, with the 22.2 pound leader and a 7/0 hook. And we're using minnows right now, but before anyone goes, I should be using minnows, not shiners, I would much rather be using shiners, but unfortunately, you can't buy shiners from the St. Croix store without spending bait coins, I guess. But a slight upgrade that I was thinking might be good, and I was thinking I'd get like 2 of these rods and just go at it, but to tell you the truth, I'm almost 36 now, and I'm thinking about going to San Joaquin. So am I thinking about getting a second upgraded rod for pike here at St. Croix? No, I can't even get a max drag on this thing, so why would I want 2 of them at the moment? This is an Arctic's 13-foot 2. 25.5 pound line that this thing can take. We have it paired with the Big River 6500, which is 19 pounds. You can see the difference, 19 pounds to 25.5. Pretty big difference there. We got the pear-shaped float on here. We got 25-pound line. The 25-pound line, still not enough to do max drag. So we're gonna have to use stronger line whenever we can get it, and we did get some from an achievement, but I'll count that out. 22.2 pound titanium leader there. Strong rod and reel in comparison to the Phoenix, but can't do that max drag. So it's good, but it's not as good as it could be. But essentially, we are using both rods now. We have 2 rods. We can throw them both out at the same time, fish them both at the same time. And as we catch one fish, you know, we can have the other rod out getting a bite, or we can juggle 2 different rods. But we're gonna get both of them out here. As you catch one fish, you can cast it back out there and then fight the other fish. You can do whatever you want here. But basically, I cast both of those rods out during the peak time of the day, right? And then we're just waiting for a bite. Now, people have asked me, can I use a very strong feeder rod, or can I use a bottom rod? Yes, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. Feel free to do it if you want to. But I have always found match rods to be my favorite. I've definitely had setups on the main account where I had, you know, a float rod and a bottom rod out there at the same time to see the difference and everything, and I would catch them on both. But I always seem to have more match rods than bottom rods, so that's what we're using today. This whole number 1 rod here is taking a venture through the lily pads there. I keep waiting for it to stop and get snagged, but it looks like it's about made its way out. Oh no, it's going back in. Stay out of the pads, bro. It's come to a stop, and it's going. You always know when that bobber comes to a stop, you know, that's probably a sign. That's the sign you've been looking for to get that puppy in. And now we just need to wrestle him in here. always when you got the 2 rods out, you know, you can follow them, especially over here where it gets very shallow and you have the opportunity of kind of rushing over to them, the old bow rush maneuver, and run over to them real quick. And especially with these big river reels with such a high recovery, you might have an opportunity to reel them in. But if it's not working out for you, it might be worth going back to your other rod, especially if it's got a fish on. But right now, it looks like it's good still. So that means we can still wrestle with this guy. See if we can get him in here before we have another fish on our other rod. But always be paying attention because like right now, we got another fish on. So we're gonna come back over here, make sure that we get this guy going on. Now we're juggling 2 rods, right? If you haven't had 2 rods by this point, which shouldn't be true, but this might be your first time that you have a fish on both rods versus just having a 1 rod out and a lure on the other one or something like that. You know, this is your first opportunity to really start juggling, eh? A little bit of circus work. Very nice. Let's get these guys in and we'll see what we're doing here. This guy's in pretty shallow. You can just get a little bit closer. My thing when I'm juggling basically is to pick up a rod, reel in as much line as I can, and the minute he starts fighting back, just switch. It's not worth it. Just do what you can. If you pick it up and he's still fighting, you know, switch it again. Just keep on going until one of them stops pulling out line and you're able to get some line in. And then once he's putting up a bit of a fight again, switch again. This just makes sure that you can keep fighting the fish and that you're not losing that line tension. Another thing that you can look for is when the rod tip just goes straight up in the air and you can tell that the line has gone slack, right? Like right now. The tension in that rod has just gone to 0 and you can lose the fish in those moments. So you really have to pay attention to when the tension just goes to nothing. Pay attention to the tension. There you go. Easy to remember there. Alright, can we get one of these guys in? Got him in the 30s now. I think we got him skidding, and there we go. Our first trophy pike of the day. Let's switch rods here, he and L. Very nice. Now you've got an option at this point, right? You can fiddle with this guy, but if he's pulling out a lot of line, what are you going to do? Reel in the line that you can. And if he starts being a pain again, put the rod down, get your other rod, throw it back out there. What we're going to do, we're going to grab this other rod. As long as we don't lose tension, which we are right now. As long as we don't lose too much tension, should be able to throw out that other rod. Keep on going. Throw out that other rod. It can be waiting for a bite while we're reeling in that other fish. That way, maybe by the time we get this other fish in, we'll have another fish to start reeling in. Just helps with your timing, you know. That's the one thing you can always count on. You know, how much time do you have to play Fishing Planet right now? How can you capitalize you know, the amount of fish that you can catch in that time period? So if that means that instead of just having a rod in your inventory, you throw it out there and get ready for another bite, then boy, better go do it, huh? If that means having a lure rod and having 1 rod out there with a float, then boy, oh boy, you better do it. Now, people have been asking me questions, you know, what do you recommend for lure rods? Honestly, if you can get a lure rod, spinning or casting, that can... The difficulty is it's hard to cast with these lily pads. Really easy to snag into them, but if you can find a lane to cast in or something like that, or if you have a kayak or you want to rent a kayak, even though it's $3,000 a day, not in real life, but in the day in the game, it can really add up. Especially if you're only getting like $13,000 from fish in a day, you know, a keep net of 220 pounds or something like that. 3,000 of that's gone just by the kayak, so it can really add up really quickly if you don't own your own kayak. But if you still want to try a lure rod at that point, like I said, keep it to the rods that you have here with the Arctics. You know, 25 pounds and 19 pounds on the reel there. I mean, you can use this reel with your lure rod if you want to, if you have a nice spinning rod that would be capable. And then at that point, you know, take a look at what they recommend here in the lures. But, you know, try a walker. Of course, those are bait coin walkers, but they got poppers, jerk baits. I've had a lot of luck with Pike on jerk baits. You can always try a jerk bait. They got casting spoons. Pike love casting spoons as well. So between the casting spoons and the jerk baits, those are 2 things I would definitely recommend, but I'm sure you could catch them on other stuff as well. And if you look down in the comments, if you've got a tip to give to your fellow angler of a good lure or something to use, God, the freaking glitch is gone at me again. just took off, and we picked it up within like 5 seconds, and the bait was gone. Ooh, thank you, Fishing Planet. If you've got a tip for your fellow angler for a good lure or something besides the jerk baits and the, or maybe you know a good color besides the jerk baits and the casting spoons or something, you know, put it down in the comments. And if you're looking for a good lure, look down in those comments and see if you see anything good. There we go. Got another one on here. This guy bit it in the lily pads. He brought the minnow into the lily pads and then ate it. Come on, he was on 20. How did you not scoop him up? Oh boy, now we got 2 of them on. This guy is so close though. And we got him. Actually swung him onto the bank there before we reeled him in. There we go, and I got a second one going now too. Pick it up, make sure the game knows that you want the fish, obviously, and doesn't do any weird lost your bait sort of stuff that I hate seeing. Got this guy coming in quick too, actually. Good deal. 2 quick fish in a row, like that. Let's get these thrown back out. Now, as far as your keep net goes, I got the 220-pound keep net right now. If you're only catching like 87 pounds of pike or something, around 94, maybe something like that, less than 100 pounds of pike on a certain time, and then you're just getting no bites at all, might be time to change the time. You need to go forward another hour or 2, and then you'll have more fish to catch and hopefully fill up that keep net. Now there are other places that you can go to fish. You can bring your rod stand over here and fish at the edge of those lily pads up there, though I will say your chances of catching a gross muskie increase. And I hate the fact that the muskie in Fishing Planet not very good. They can give you some decent XP, I'll say that, because they're a fairly large fish. You know, a 20-pound muskie give you 450 XP, which if we look at our trophies here, I mean 450 XP was an 18-pound pike there, so you know that's a normal size that's a normal size of muskie is what I mean to say, versus a trophy northern pike. If you just catch a normal size muskie, you're getting the same amount of XP as a trophy pike. So good XP with the muskie, but boy can they be a pain to reel in at times. And they have horrible money to weight ratio. I mean, a 20-pound muskie might only give you like, I don't even know, like $400 or something, like ridiculous. It might not be $400, but it's not good, let me tell you that. 20 pounds, I bet you that it, like a 20-pound muskie might only give you like $1,000. That's like 2 pounds to $100. That's a horrible ratio. Horrible ratio. So yeah, definitely want to make sure you can do as much as you can. But other decent places to go. You can go over to that dock over there and fish off the side for those lilies over there, or you can fish pretty much off the edges of any of these lilies over here, and you're sure to pull pike out of something. Though I will say, once again, if you start catching muskie, you know, might want to change up where you're fishing. This is one good thing about this cluster of lily pads here. I'd say 1 out of, I don't even know, 200 pike you catch might be a muskie. I doubt it. I just never catch a muskie out of here, and it's a really good spot to be fishing, to be quite honest. So try that out. If you're not catching a full keep net, it might just be that there's no more fish this little cluster of lily pads. Move over a little bit over there, move it over there, or something like that. You'll catch a few more fish and hopefully max out your keep net. All right, got this guy. Ooh, he's pulling even more line out. I tell you what, I don't say it verbally too often, especially in my videos, but if you found this helpful so far, I really would appreciate you hitting the like button. It helps get the video out. It puts it at the top of the list. You know, if someone looks up St. Croix, pike, you know, fishing for pike and all that sort of stuff, helps people find our videos faster, you know, at the top of the search results and that sort of thing. And I love that. I love everyone helping out. Get the BZHub in people's faces and being able to see helpful tips on fishing in Fishing Planet. I think it's great. But let's get this guy in. He's been in the 40s twice now. My goodness, this guy's had so much energy. He was in the 40s twice, took us out to 90 again, and now we've got him back in. It looks like a decent-sized trophy. Yep, 20 pounds. Very nice. I'll take it. Take it all day. But of course, I had a one problem with being able to fall with fish on the bank there is that if you leave it too far, you can't watch your rod. And of course, this one had a bite, and we missed out on it. So throw it back out there, and hopefully we get another bite soon. Another fish here. We're able to just reel right in. Very nice. And 11 pounds, not too bad. As far as small fish go, 11 pounds is right at the top there. Seems like once you get over 12 or so, then you're starting to get into the trophy pike, even if they're not too big. Come on, you're in the 20s. Give me the fish. Give me the fish. 18? Come on, bro. Another small guy. I'll take it. 9 pounds, though. Alrighty, 1 second to go, and we can change the time again. I'm not exactly sure how much fish we're gonna catch in this time, but we're just gonna find out, I guess. I think the hill day is probably my least favorite day. This is my favorite day, but these ones that have them on the sides aren't too bad either. But definitely the ones with the 2 hills in the middle, not on the edges, my favorite. You know, those are my favorite days. Well, we do have 1 fish anyway. Whoa, 2 fish at the same time. All right. Oh, they bit within like 5 seconds of each other. Not 3. 3 seconds of each other. Who knows? Whoa, we got him in. We got him in. Pulled him. We got him up on the top at 50, and then he just kind of fell into place after that. Go, go, 1, go. Goodness gracious. We're hitting tilde instead of our 1 key. Alrighty, and number 2. Boy, 2 trophies in a row. Right on. We're getting there. We're getting there. So obviously this whole point up, we got like, I don't even, 90 more pounds to go or something until we fill up our keep net, but I'm not going to make the video last that long. You know what I'm trying to do here. But the whole point of us finishing up here at St. Croix is because we're level 35 right now, and we're trying to get to level 36, because what are we doing at 36? We're not going to be staying here at St. Croix. No, 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 no. We're going to San Joaquin, everybody. And the magic number for San Joaquin, though it may change, and if it does change, I'm going to put it down in the comments. I'm going to pin it to the top so that you can scroll down and see if things have changed since then. But my big plan, level 36, $65,950 is what we need. And honestly, fishing for pike here, that's not a lot. We're at 55 right now. We have 10,000. We already have 65,000 right now. So we just need to get to level 36, because at 36 we unlock the gear that we're going to use for the sturgeon at San Joaquin. So that's the big plan, everybody. We need this money so that we can go to San Joaquin, and that is going to be the next video, BZHub Beginner Series 2. So look forward to that, but hopefully you get to see just a little step forward of what the next step at St. Croix is. Obviously, if you've been paying attention to our live streams and our free-to-play, you've been seeing us using 2 rods for multiple weeks now. And if you haven't seen our live streams, they happen every Monday, Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you stop by sometime and say hi. Who knows, maybe you enjoy it more than you ever think you would. I don't know. But anyway, you're going to learn more about the gear that I'm going to be buying for our trip to San Joaquin in the next episode. So no reason to ask you down in the comments, because I ain't going to tell you anything. But until the next episode, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. And as always, remember, everyone, we're one planet, one family. Game on.